MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski revealed on February 15th that she will not allow the show Morning Joe to book Kellyanne Conway anymore, and that as long as she's the host, she doesn't want Kellyanne on there anymore because she's got credibility issues.
I will say Kellyanne Conway does not need to text our show, at least as long as I'm on it, because it's not happening here.
Now, this is kind of a repeat of what we heard just a couple of weeks ago when CNN declined to have Kellyanne Conway on their Sunday program, State of the Union. And at that time, Brzezinski had sort of sent out a cryptic tweet saying, "You're not the only ones," but hadn't explicitly clarified what that meant. Well, she did so this week, saying that Conway will not be appearing on Morning Joe, certainly in the foreseeable future.
Joe was just saying that she books herself on these shows. We know for a fact she tries to book herself on this show. I won't do it because I don't believe in fake news or information that is not true, and that is every time I've ever seen her on television, something's askew, off, or incorrect.
Conway's tenuous status with the TV networks has been building for a while, sort of starting shortly after Inauguration Day with her defense of Sean Spicer and his alternative facts, as she put it.
You're saying it's a falsehood, and they're giving Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that.
And then you had her citing of a Bowling Green massacre that never actually happened. That was what apparently prompted CNN to not allow her to come on their show, at least for a day, although they did have her back a couple days later. Most recently, her statements about the status of Michael Flynn in the White House were out of step with what other people in the White House were saying.
General Flynn does enjoy the full confidence of the president.
And again, on Morning Joe this morning, Joe Scarborough was describing his belief that she is offering herself up, sometimes directly, sometimes by texting in shows, trying to book herself onto the shows as a way to remain more relevant. And he said, look, I don't think that some of the inaccurate stuff she says is necessarily a lie. It may just be that she is out of the loop because she's not in those high-level meetings, even though perhaps she would like to be. For now, it looks like it's just an isolated couple of incidents, right? You've got one show in Morning Joe that says that they will not have her on, and that seems to be more of a permanent thing for that program. The CNN thing seemed to be temporary. State of the Union didn't have her on one Sunday, but she was back on Jake Tapper's show, the lead 2 days later. So right now, we're not at a critical mass. It doesn't seem like Kellyanne Conway is going to disappear from the airwaves anytime soon. But you've got sort of this drip-drip effect, and if things continue where she continues to make statements the networks find to be unreliable, more of them and more shows, perhaps individually, will decide that they're just not comfortable putting on the air anymore.